Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be a book haul. Pretty much all of the books I bought in the last month were to celebrate my 5 years on BookTube. I mentioned this in my last book haul that I was going to buy some books to celebrate 5 years of making BookTube videos. I have 20 books to haul today to celebrate 5 years on BookTube. I actually didn't plan on buying that many books, but for some reason it just kind of happened. So I have 13 books from Amazon and 7 books from Indigo. I also do have 2 Amazon packages that I got this morning that I'm going to open on camera as well. So the first 3 were Indigo pre-orders. The first one is The Heart Principle by Helen Huang. This is technically the 3rd book in the Kiss Quotient trilogy series. It's a companion series. I haven't read this yet. I've heard mixed things about it, but hopefully I really enjoy it. I honestly don't know much about it, to be honest. I do believe it is a little bit more serious though, and it isn't that much of a romance. Like, I think it's mainly more about the female character. At least that's what I've heard from reviews. I'm excited to read this whenever I get to it. The other pre-order I had was When Sparks Fly by Helena Hunting. This I also really don't know anything about, but I really enjoy Helena Hunting, so I'm sure I'm gonna love it. Oh, I guess the female character is part of an event hotel. Like, that's what her family owns. And our male character is a playboy. I actually haven't heard many reviews about this, but I am very excited to read it. And then the other pre-order I have is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. This I have heard nothing but amazing things. Everybody has been loving this book. I have only heard good reviews. This wasn't actually really on my radar, to be honest. I feel like a lot of times I just buy traditionally published romances by authors I really love and that I know I'm going to like. I feel like a lot of new authors are sometimes misses for me, so because this has a lot of buzz from everybody, I thought I would go ahead and buy it and just see how I feel about it. This book is in 3rd person, which I am personally not a big fan of when it comes to romance, so we'll see if that affects the story for me in any way. I don't know anything about this other than it follows scientists, and I think it's Grumpy Sunshine. That's all I know, and that everybody loves this book, so hopefully I will also feel the same way when I read it. The next book I bought from Indigo is Shipped by Angie Hockman. This, I believe, came out back in January, and it wasn't really on my radar either, but I was watching somebody's video, I can't remember who, and they said it was similar to The Spanish Love Deception, or like it had similar vibes. And even though I liked The Spanish Love Deception, I didn't really enjoy the writing. So I thought I would try to read something else that's maybe a little similar. I don't know. But yeah, I think this one is similar to The Spanish Love Deception or The Unhoneymooners, where I think 2 people are competing for the same job and they have to go on this vacation or something. We'll see. And then the 3 other books I bought from Indigo are the Arcturus classics. So I bought 3 of them because I couldn't help myself. I literally have a whole collection over there. I'm obsessed with these editions. I just think they're so pretty. So the first one I got is Crime and Punishment. Then I got the Scarlet Letter. And then I got To the Lighthouse. I don't know if I'll ever read these, to be honest, but I'm obsessed with collecting these editions. These were also part of the 3 for $10 deal, so they are actually quite cheaper if you buy 3 of them. These ones were the ones I gravitated towards the most that were at Indigo. I did buy these in store, by the way. Everything else I bought online. I feel like there are maybe 3 more classics from this line that I want to buy, and then I'm done. I'm just obsessed with like this line of classic. I don't know. I love what they do, and I love the spines. They're so pretty. I just love having them on my bookshelves. Now for the 13 books I bought from Amazon, I'm going to go through the packages first. So I got one of these. Okay, so I got The Favor by Suzanne Wright. I read this last year and really enjoyed it. This is a marriage of convenience, and it's very slow burn. It also is kind of a workplace romance between an assistant and a boss. It was actually really cheap on Amazon. I think this paperback was $10, which is very rare for indie self-published romances to be this cheap, so I kind of jumped on it. I definitely want to reread this because I feel like the first time I read it, I wasn't in the mood for this type of book. I still really enjoyed it, obviously, but I actually want to reread it now, and I'm sure I'd probably love it even more. So yeah, I'm very happy to own a physical copy of this one. Then I have 2 books in here, I do believe. I'm kind of scared that they're going to be wrecked, but we'll see. So the first book is The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Mariana Zapata. It's crazy how thick and big this book is. It is massive. I did read this in September. I will talk about it in my wrap up, but I loved it and I had to own a physical copy of it. This was so good. This is kind of a football romance and a marriage of convenience and a assistant and boss falling in love as well. It has so many tropes. I feel like it's really hard to keep track of them all, but I really loved this book and I'm so happy to have this. This was like $30. It was so expensive, but I loved it. And then the other book I had in here is Wait For It by Mariana Zapata. I also read this back in September and of course I loved it. That's why I bought a physical copy of it. It was so good. This is kind of like a single mom romance and she kind of falls in love with her neighbor. I would say it's kind of grumpy sunshine as well. I think there's a little bit of an age gap if I'm remembering correctly. Again, Mariana Zapata mixes so many different tropes that it's sometimes really hard to keep track of them all, but I really loved it and I just really want to read all of her books because they're so good. I'm completely obsessed. I also bought Forever Wild by Kate Tucker. This is the 2.5 in the Wild series. This is a continuation and conclusion to Jonah and Kalla's romance. It's basically like an extended epilogue. I was a little disappointed with the ending of Wild at Heart, so I was very excited that Kate Tucker decided to write a proper epilogue, a proper ending, and yeah, I just had to own this. I've already read it, loved it. The next one I bought was Throttled by Lauren Asher. This is the first book in the Dirty Air series. This I read back in August and really enjoyed it. I had to buy a physical copy. This basically follows our female character who is kind of like a social media influencer. She kind of does YouTube and stuff, and our male character is a race car driver and he is sort of teammates but also kind of rivals to her brother who is also a race car driver. This is also an age gap romance as well. I really liked the characters and I loved the romance, and this book is gorgeous. I just had to own this edition. I really do need to continue this series, but I loved this first book and the cover is just so gorgeous. Like I said, I'm so happy to own this edition. The rest of the books I bought from Amazon are extremely questionable. Some of these I don't know why I bought them, but whatever. So I pretty much just bought a bunch of Ruby Dixon's novels. I bought some books in the Ice Planet Barbarian series and then I bought some in the Ice Home series. So I bought book 2 in the Ice Planet Barbarian series, which is Barbarian Alien. Then I bought book 8 in the Ice Planet Barbarian series, which is Barbarian's Touch. And then I also bought book 13, which is Barbarian's Redemption. I do own the first book, which is Ice Planet Barbarian, and then I do own the 4th book, which is Barbarian Mine. Those are like my top 2 favorites, and then Barbarian's Touch, and then Barbarian's Redemption. Basically why I bought all of these is because I wanted the original editions before they get republished with Berkley. I don't know how many Ruby Dixon is going to republish with Berkley, but I kind of just wanted to own the original editions. I'm probably going to end up buying the new published versions with Berkley. I'm definitely going to buy the first book for sure. I might buy the new edition of the second book. I really love this series. I don't mind owning double copies. Like, this is a series I really love. It is a series I binged back in 2019. I don't know if these two, because they're so far in the series, I don't know if they ever will be published with Berkley, but I just decided I would go ahead and finally collect my favorites in this series. I'm not going to buy the whole series, but I wanted to just buy my favorites. I will say I'm disappointed that these are not the same size. It's kind of annoying. It's going to drive me absolutely crazy on my bookshelves, but I am happy I own these. And then I went ahead and bought Veronica's Dragon and Willa's Beast, which are book 2 and book 3 in the Ice Home series, which is a spin-off of the Ice Planet Barbarian series. There's no word on if this series will also be published with Berkley at some point. I have no idea. I guess it depends how well the Ice Planet Barbarian series does. I just went ahead and grabbed these anyways because I do love these 2 books in the series. These are my favorites in the Ice Home series. I just wanted to like finally own all of my favorite Ruby Dixon novels, so I bought these as well. I have 3 more from Amazon. So the next one is Addicted to You by Kristen Becker Ritchie. Yes, I caved and bought the new edition. I really don't know what to say. I bought it. I don't know. Like, I really love this series. It has been years since I've read it. I already own 2 separate editions of Addicted to You. This is my 3rd edition of Addicted to You. Am I okay? I don't know if I'm okay or not. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I honestly kind of want to reread this series and I want to annotate it. And I feel like I'm going to do that with the new editions. So I just went ahead and bought the first book. The first book is the cheapest. I think this one and Ricochet are the cheapest. I also heard that they are changing the Calloway Sisters covers as well. So there'll be new editions that will kind of match this edition, I do believe. So probably gonna get those as well because I love the series and I can't help myself. The second last book I bought was Bound by Honor by Cora Riley. I already own this whole series except for Bound by the Past. No, I have Bound by the Past. I think it's Bound by Blood or something. There was like a novella bind up that kind of came out. I don't own that, but I own the whole series in the old original covers, and this is one of my favorites in this series. I honestly do not know what is wrong with me. Why do I have to own 2 editions of the same book? Like, I know I love it, but like, why do I need to do that? Why do I need to do that? I think I'm going to collect my favorites in the series in this edition. It's my money. I can do what I want. I think I had 2 or 3 hauls ago where all I did was buy 2nd or 3rd editions of books I already own and love. And I don't know why I keep doing it. It's like I started and I can't stop because the last book I bought is The Deal by Elle Kennedy. I already own this book. I own the whole series with the ab covers. Honestly, this is kind of karma for me because I bought this and like a couple of days later, it was announced that Elle Kennedy would be republishing these books with Bloom books and we're gonna get new editions. So I kind of just like wasted money because I'm probably gonna buy the Bloom books versions as well. This one is completely a mistake on my part. Like, I should have just returned it, but I was like, nah, I'll just keep it, whatever. I love this series. Again, it's been years since I read it. I would love to reread it soon. I'm very excited to see what the covers are gonna look like with Bloom books. I wonder if they're gonna go with like an illustrated version or something, like an illustrated cover or cartoon cover. I'm very excited to see what they look like, but yeah, I don't know why I bought this, to be honest. This one is the one I'm questioning the most. I'm like, why did I do that? But also I didn't know that they were being republished with Bloom books, so kind of my fault, but kind of not my fault. I'm just trying to justify why I bought this. I'm also not going to collect the rest of the series in these editions. I'm just going to wait until they republish them and I'll just collect all of those. So again, this was a pointless purchase, but whatever. So that is it for this book haul. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry if I was kind of all over the place. I feel like this haul went by really, really fast, but I hope you guys enjoyed it regardless. Let me know if you have read any of these books and what your thoughts are on them, or let me know some of your recent book buys. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, follow me on all my other social media, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!